Welcome to Dayla's class, brought to you by Alondra, Sofia, and Carmen.
Bridges are amazing structures that allow us passage over obstacles that would usually be hard or impossible to cross. Obstacles could include valleys or even bodies of water. Have you ever thought about how bridges are built? And even more importantly, how many failed attempts it took to finally build a proper bridge? The concepts of shear failure and bending failure are very important in bridge design. When dealing with building structures, a beam can fail in two main ways. The first type of failure we will be discussing is bending failure. As illustrated in the picture, a beam can physically break when the load applied to it is so much that the beam sags past its limit. For example, if you were to take a ruler and try to bend it, it would bend for a little bit, but if you went past that point, you would just end up breaking it. Even if the bridge didn't break with a heavy load, it could still create a very steep curve. And let's be honest, not many people would feel safe crossing a bridge like this. The second type of failure is a shear failure. A shear failure can be imagined as a cutting failure. When the load is so large, it can physically crush or cut the beam in half. This is the worst kind of failure to have because it doesn't give any warning before it breaks. It just happens. As opposed to the bending failure, which creates a curve, which can tell people that the bridge could and potentially might break in the future. So now that you're a little bit more familiar with bridges and the possible failures, it's time to start designing our own bridges. For my bridge, I used the following materials: construction paper, index cards, a cup, a piece of string, a roll of tape, a glue stick, and some coins. We will begin by designing our bridge. Remember, your bridge can be your creativity, your ideas, your own design. You do not have to follow mine. This is just an example. For the main part of my bridge, I will be using printer paper and construction paper. I will be taking my stack and folding it in half. This will create a thicker and sturdier bridge. Remember when we created a roller coaster? I will be using the same technique for the legs of this bridge. This will help give it plenty of sturdiness and also help distribute out the weight. Once you are done designing, you can start building. I took my printer paper, construction paper, and more printer paper. Then I took my stack and folded it in half hot dog style. After that, I added some tape to secure the edges, and this is now my main part of the bridge. Once I'm done with my main part of the bridge, I will start working on my legs. For this step, I took two of my index cards. I folded both of them into 4 equal sections, hot dog style. Once both of my cards have been folded 4 equal times, I will then take one of my cards and fold it into a triangle shape. 2 of the edges should be overlapping. To secure my shapes into position, I will just add tape to it. To finish off my legs, I cut about ½ an inch of slits on every side of the triangle. By the time you're done, your leg should look something like this. One of the parts will be touching the surface that I will be building my bridge on, and the other one will be attached to the bridge. To secure my bridge, I will need tape. I will be taping my legs to the surface I'm building my bridge on, as well to the bridge part. To test out the weight that my bridge can handle, I added a cup with a string attached to it. Inside the cup, I'm putting coins in it. The coins will represent the weight my bridge can carry. Make sure to keep an eye out for any bending or shear failures in your design. If you feel like you need to go back to the drawing board, don't worry, it's all part of the engineering design process. The first step is to understand the need. Gather information and research what others have done. What is the problem? What do I want to do? What are the project requirements? What are the limitations? And who is the customer and what is the goal? Step 2 is to brainstorm and design. Imagine and brainstorm ideas. Be creative. Investigate existing technologies and methods to use. Explore, compare, and analyze many possible solutions. Select the most promising ideas. Step 3 is to plan. Draw a diagram of your idea. How will it work? What materials and tools are needed? How will you test it to make sure it works? Step 4 is to create. Assign team tasks. Build a prototype. Does it work? Talk about what works and what doesn't, and what could be better. The last step is to improve. Talk about how you could improve your end product. Make revisions, draw new designs, Make your product the best it can be. You might have to go back and do some of these steps again, but it's okay. As long as your end product works and it meets its goal and you are happy with it, that's all that matters. So now that you have seen how I build my bridge, I want to see how you build your bridge. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. Don't forget to share any pictures or videos of your projects. I would love to see them. And as always, thank you for joining me today.